guys, how you doing? I was out here the other day, of course, by a pond. This is a different pond out by my house, just around the corner from my house. I love riding these bikes around these. I love riding my bike around these ponds and jogging around these ponds. I just love these so much. I think they're beautiful. But I was out here the other day, and I was talking to you about Noah and the ark and how they were the first quarantine family. And I thought of another story that happened on the water, so I wanted to come back out here and shoot this again. And this story really means a whole lot to me. I know that right now that everything's happening, everything's changing day by day, sometimes hour by hour. And I know that we hate, as humans, as people, we just absolutely hate not having control over something. We really don't have control over this. And I know sometimes it just feels like that when you don't have control over something, it feels like a storm in your life. And sometimes we even feel like, are we going to get through this? Are we not going to get through this? Well, I'm actually going to talk about real quick Jesus calming the storm and relate that to us, because I love this story. So let's jump into this. Actually, Jesus, you can find this story actually in 3 different books of the gospel. You can find it in Matthew chapter 8. Verse 23, you can find it in Mark chapter 4, verse 35. You can find it in Luke chapter 8, 22. So I'm going to jump into Mark's version of this, and we're kind of going to jump in the middle. Jesus, at this point, has been preaching and teaching and healing, and he's spent. Man, he's tired. He tells the disciples to go jump into the boat and go to the other side, and he jumps in there with them, and we find out here what happens. He actually crawls up into the stern and he falls asleep. So this is happening right now while they're on the water. And we're going to start in verse 37. It says, "And a great windstorm arose, and the waves were breaking into the boat, so that the boat was already filling full of water. But he was in the stern," talking about Jesus. Jesus was in the stern of the boat, asleep on a cushion. And they woke him and said, "Teacher, do you not even care that we're going to perish? Do you not care that we're going to die?" And he awoke and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Whew, we need that right now, right? He said to them, "Why," I love this, "why were you so afraid? Why do you have so little of faith?" He turned around and scolded them. And I think the reason he scolded them is because he was in the boat with them. He knew he was in the boat with them. They knew that he was in the boat with them. They knew that he was the master, the teacher, the Son of God. But yet they still didn't have enough faith that they weren't going to die, even knowing he was there. The Bible tells us that he was in the stern. And this is just a little take from Rob's version, I guess you want to call it. I love that because the stern is in the back of the boat. So to me, that's saying that Jesus had their backs. He was behind them. He had their backs. He wasn't going to let anything happen to them. And that's the same way with us. He's got our backs. He is in the storm with us. He's right here. Some people say, well, he calmed the storm there. He got up and he calmed the storm. He did. But then he turned around and he says, "Oh, ye of little faith." You know, when we come to the end of this virus, I want him to look at me and say, "Man, you had great faith." What do you think would have happened if he would have got to the other side of the water there and got on the bank and knowing that they didn't wake him up? What do you think would have happened? He would have probably got out of the boat and said, "Guys, I knew what was happening to you, and I am so proud of you." But instead, he had to turn and say, "Oh, ye of little faith, why didn't you have enough faith? I'm with you." Sometimes in our lives, he calms the storm like he did there. And that's what we want him to do. But sometimes he calms us so that we can go through the storm and become stronger. Sometimes he just sits back on his cushion behind us, having our back. Sometimes he sits back there and he just watches and sees how we handle it, so that he knows whether we're strong enough and grown enough to handle bigger and better things. You know, Jesus has never, ever, ever left us. He is in this with us. And I know the world's saying that, you know, we have no control, but God has control. And I just want you to be encouraged today to know that he's got your back. He had the disciples' back, and he's got your back. And Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." You know, even when we don't have anything to do, most of us aren't still. I challenge you to just stop what you're doing, put your phone down. And not only just talk to God and pray and let him know what's bothering you and what's happening, but then just sit there and let him speak to you. Let him talk to you. Sometimes we're so busy talking, we never listen. We need to listen. Guys, I love him. He loves you. He is in this with us. He hasn't forsaken us. He's not going to. He's in the boat with us. He's right there. Hey guys, whatever you do, don't forget about the challenge, the karaoke challenge. Shoot your text to me. I love you and I miss you guys. I can't wait till we're back together. I will see you later. Bye.